So there is a joke amongst pharma reps that we only work from 10 to 2, Tuesday to Thursday. And if this is true, you must be wondering, what do pharma sales reps actually do? How does pharma sales work? And if this sounds exciting to you, how do I get a job in pharma sales? Welcome to my home. Today, I'm going to show you the ins and the outs of a typical day working from home in medical sales, sharing my top tips for acing virtual sales calls. And stick around until the end because I'm going to give you my ultimate time management hacks to boost your productivity. Whether you're in tech, pharma, or another corporate role, these rules are going to help make life easy for you. Grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive into the exciting world of pharma sales from the comfort of home. In case you're wondering, I do like an almond cap. Don't judge me, I'm not lactose intolerant, I just like the taste. And the coffee bean, my go-to coffee bean, is actually whatever's on sale at Coles. I'm no connoisseur. Now, today, importantly on the agenda, we have three big things. Number one, we've got a team meeting at 10 a.m. Number two, we've got a virtual sales call with a doctor who I know nothing about. I cannot find any information on this doctor. He may as well be Jason Bourne. And the third one, a catch up with my boss. In case he is watching, anyone that knows me knows I will never sleep in on the gym. So it's actually 7 a.m. Gonna get this coffee down, head off and start training. So it's 8:45, we've gymmed, we've showered. I think it's really important to start your day with doing something for yourself. I don't know how I used to train after work, but I found these days training first thing in the morning is a little bit of self-care, and no matter what happens today, I know that I've done something that's good for me. So now it's time to refuel and recharge. For me, quick easy breakfast this morning. We're gonna go with Greek yogurt, some nice sweet strawberries. Pro tip, go for this sweetest batch strawberries. They are incredible. And then some protein granola. So one of the other things that I like to do to manage stress and burnout is a little bit of journaling. So I'm going to eat my breakfast and spend a bit of time before the workday officially starts to journal. For me, it's just about decluttering my thoughts. You know, there's so much that runs through our minds every day. For me, looking after my family affairs, leadership with sports teams, running a YouTube channel. I just find sometimes that putting pen to paper really helps declutter the million thoughts in my mind, helps me turn up as my best self at work. And really, I'm not focused on the end product. I know it's going to be messy, it's all about the process. And similar to what I talk about on the 4 disciplines of execution, it's more about the lead metrics than the lag. It's more about the process than the result. And in any case, the process is going to generate a really good result, which is less stressed, more focused. So let's dig in and come journal with me. As you can see, apart from decluttering my thoughts, I do also like to use the journal for 3 things. The first one, thinking about 3 things that I'm grateful for. And this is a habit that I just picked up through COVID, super quick and easy. And then 3 things that I want to learn or have learned. This one's a little bit harder. It really does challenge you to slow down, think, and reflect. But I think taking time to pause and think about a new fact that you've learned really does embed it in your mind. And this is really helpful for me. But let me know in the comments below, how do you like to structure your journaling? Maybe you've got some tips for me that I can incorporate into my daily practice. I'd love to hear from you. So 9:15, time to get the workday started. Time management tip number 1 that I learned from my role in marketing, where if I wasn't careful, I'd be drawn into thousands of meetings looking after 68 brands across 7 therapy areas. And I remember my manager used to say to me, communication is key. Just let us know what's on your plate, and that way you won't be dragged into meetings that you don't need to be a part of. So I encourage you, I know it's a bit scary, but if there's a lot on your plate, don't be afraid to speak to your manager and say, hey, look, can I sit this one out? I've got a few things that I'm working on. And if you have a valid reason and a good, decent manager, I can't see why they would say no to that. Anyways, I do have a very good team meeting actually about to kick off. It's a confidential meeting about how we're going to take over the world. I'm only kidding. But I will talk to you guys shortly. See you soon. Finished our team meeting, some really great discussion, some nice actionable next steps, and I think what really helped us is having an agenda. And as I've become more senior in my career, I have a new rule: no agenda, no meeting. And I'd encourage you to maybe not be as aggressive, but think in a similar sense, in that if there is no agenda, why are you coming to the meeting? What are you really trying to achieve? Or is this person going to waste an hour, 2 hours of your time, which you could use to get work done? But we didn't get into sales because we like sitting on meetings. And I know a big question in many people's minds is, what do pharmaceutical reps do? And it made me think, what is the definition of sales? And in my mind, sales is transferring your confidence in a product or a service into someone else's mind. Very similar to a great coach, a great presenter, transferring the confidence in their ideas into someone else. That's what sales is. Now, pharma sales is very interesting in that we sell B to C. Very different to software or insurance, who sell B to B, business to business. But what's interesting, when I say B to C, our consumer is not the end patient because we are governed by strict regulations. Our end consumer is a doctor, the prescriber. So in pharmaceutical sales, the focus of our role is to book in appointments with healthcare professionals, mainly doctors who prescribe the medication that we work on. Then when we get in front of them, we understand their needs, and then we transfer our knowledge, our confidence from reading all the clinical evidence to the doctor. And if we've done it correctly, the doctor will have a very sound understanding of the medicine and who it can best benefit, and they will prescribe it for the next appropriate patient. There is no sign on the dotted line, here is 100 vials of XYZ drug. When I first started in the pharma industry, my grandma used to always say to me, how many did you sell today? And yeah, pharma sales is different. There is no sign the dotted line. It is a transfer of knowledge. And I think many people find that obscure and unusual because other sales roles is very much a hard, okay, Mr. Jones, you've told me that you're really impressed by the product or service I've shown you. So how many would you like to buy? 5, 10, 20? Great, just sign here. And there and then you know you've closed the deal and you've sold 5, 10, 20 units or whatever it is that you have. Pharma is different in that sense. So let's talk about my tips for how to have successful virtual sales calls. My first golden tip is to plan. Never rock up to a doctor call without having done a little bit of homework and preparation. There's nothing worse than a doctor catching you out for wasting their time. But at the same time, don't be so rigid and scripted like a robot that you want to say this, then this, then this, then this, because it's going to take you away from the moment. You really need to be present and listening. And in the case of today, my planning has gone out the window in the sense that I know nothing about this doctor. So I can only give a skeleton for how I'm going to approach this call, and I'm happy to share that with you. So there's 3 parts. There's the introduction, the body, and the conclusion, just like any good story. In the introduction, it's only going to be about 10% of the time. I'm going to introduce myself, and with an introduction, I always say it's great to have 3 pieces of information in there. You never want to go in with an empty introduction, which would be something along the lines of, hi, I'm David. Who cares? That's given the doctor nothing to work with. Versus my introduction would be, hi, I'm David. I'm new at company XYZ. I'm also a hospital pharmacist, and in my spare time, I love sport. So the doctor or the person on the other end has one of 3 things they can choose to talk about with me. And that way, they're going to be more interested and willing to engage. And the whole point of this is to form an intellectual and emotional connection. This is particularly important for a first meeting. My tone, I want to be confident and conversational. And virtual is always tricky because usually you can only see the other person's face and not the rest of their body language. And that actually is another key point. If I'm going onto a virtual call and I can't see the customer, I will always ask them politely if they can switch on their camera, because I want to get some receptive feedback into what I'm saying and how it's resonating with them. Now, the second piece, the body, this is where I'm going to spend the majority of my time. And it's all about listen, which if we scramble the words is actually being silent. 2 ears, 1 mouth. We should be doing twice as much listening as we do talking, especially on the first call. And in this body, I have very specific questions for the doctor, which I've covered in my role play episode. But to summarize again, it's to uncover how many patients they are seeing, what their treatment goals are for these patients and some of the challenges, and what their current prescribing behavior is. One of the best quotes in sales is, "The enemy of persuasion is obscurity." So as part of my planning, I have some very specific questions, and I'm open to hearing what the doctor says. I'll follow him down whatever pathway it leads us to. Now, the third and final part is the close. And it's got to be strong. It's got to be a punctuation mark, because what is last learned is best remembered. As much as I'd love to take you into the core flow, I can't. But as I mentioned, there is a brilliant role play that I have already done, which would be very similar to the call I'm about to have. And I'd encourage you to watch that video. I'll leave a link in the description so you can click and see the whole process from start to finish. My final tip for successful virtual calls is dress to impress. As you can see right now, I'm not in the right attire, so be right back, let me get changed. So this is one of the perks working from home. Business up the top, party down the bottom. It is a hot summer's day in Sydney. Thank God I can be in the comfort of my gym shorts. Now it's been a big morning, so I'm gonna go grab some lunch. And what I like to do is make sure I leave at least a 30 to 45 minute buffer before an appointment, just so I can get in the zone, settle my nerves, and do any last minute preparation that I might need. So that would be another big tip I have for you. Don't jam pack your schedules with appointments back to back to back to back, because you'll find your performance and energy significantly dip from the first to that second or third or fourth call. It's important to have breaks. Speaking of lunch, look who's come to join me. Zaza. Oh, you're not hot today, are you? Let's say hi to YouTube. Say hi. So if you're enjoying the content so far, give this video a like. Every like that we get is one belly rub for Zaza, my pet cavoodle. She's my fur baby. All right, are you coming here to look for lunch as well? Come on, down you go. Let's go grab lunch. Whew. All right, finished the call. It was very successful, a lot of insightful discussion, and a focus for me was really just wanting to build rapport in a relationship. If you want to see the specifics of how I do that, I'll leave a link to a video I recently did so you can see some of the tactics that I like to use. Now, got to get ready for a catch up with my boss. We're going to talk about professional development and looking at opportunities for further training. As an individual, you really need to grab a hold of, because no one is going to care about your development as much as you are. So I highly encourage you to always drive this agenda, and the opportunity for further training and skills growth is only going to make you a more attractive professional in the workforce for higher salary and promotions. So it's 3:30, finished a great catch up with my manager, and it reminded me I need to share with you my one hack to boost productivity. And that's being really clear on what your work mission statement is. For me, as a pharmaceutical sales representative, I'm here to do one thing, and that is to sell. And when I have laser-like focus on this, it helps me prioritize additional tasks that I'm given. For example, if my boss asks me to attend a training workshop, I pause and I ask myself, does attending this workshop help me achieve my mission statement of becoming better at sales and selling more? If the answer is yes, of course, it's a important and urgent priority. If, on the other hand, someone in a different department asks me to read this 10,000 word long email, and I ask myself, is this going to make me a better sales professional or help me achieve more sales? And the answer is no or maybe, then it will be lower on the priority list. So I hope having a clear understanding of your work mission statement will help you see through all the endless tasks and meeting invites that get sent your way. Now, as I said at the start of the video, there is the joke that pharma sales reps work from 10 to 2 p.m. It's 3:30 now, and I have one of two choices. I can pack everything up and say, well done, job done, pat myself on the back because I've done all the internal things I need to do, I've done my customer call, and I can go to the beach, I can go shopping, whatever it is I please. Or I can dig into some clinical papers, upskill my knowledge, and be able to add more value to the doctors that I see. And I think this is where we see the separation between good pharma reps and great pharma reps. So yes, I do believe as a pharma sales rep, you can work the 10 to 2 or 10 to 3:30, but if you really want to excel, you want to be recognized as a high achiever, then you have to work longer hours, but it's for your own benefit. If you like this video, subscribe for new exciting content every week. If you found this video boring, let me take you on my wild 2 days in Melbourne. Click here, and spoiler alert, it is absolute chaos.